There's been a lot of talk about my whereabouts, and if I was still alive, and if who won the epic fight between Crazy Pretzel and Grumpy Cheeto. Well, look no further, phonies. Crazy Pretzel, still alive, still doing well, and still rocking and rolling. And Grumpy Cheeto, well, justice was served to him. Not only did I win that epic fight, but I buried his punk ass right into the ground on that spot that we fought at. He was out cold after that shot. Granted, it knocked me out for a little while, but I happened to wake up. I glanced over. He was still out. I found a shovel. I dug a hole, and I buried him right into the ground. So Grumpy Cheeto's face will never be seen on YouTube again. And I guess Bobby Black's doing that channel, but that's fine. Whatever, as long as Grumpy is not seen on YouTube anymore, justice has been served. And as you can tell, this is my new apartment. And phony blew up my previous apartment, but that's a different story. Anyway, phonies, I'm back, I've regenerated, and I'm ready to rock and roll on YouTube once more. So anyway, I'd like to present a new feature on my show. We're gonna call my new review show The Perimeter, to kind of rip on the unsquared circle a little bit. But my show is gonna be called The Perimeter of Pro Wrestling. And basically what this show is I'm gonna take one side of the square of things I liked, one side of things I disliked, one side is just going to be a random equation that I threw together, and then one side is going to be just 4 things that I like, just in life in general. So, get to learn a little bit about me. So, before we go into it, I'm going to let you guys figure out the perimeter as well. This is actually somewhat of an educational sort of show in an odd way. But anyway, so the one side is going to be the equation, 2x equals 10. Solve for x. That's one side. The other side is 4 things that I like. Coca-Cola, Lipton iced tea, which is pretty good. Miss Tessmacher's entrance, and cats. Cats are awesome. So that's another side. That's 4. So keep figuring out the perimeter. So now we go into the side of things I like and things I disliked about Impact last night. Let's be generous. Let's go into the likes. Pretty much the likes were the matches. Like, most of them were pretty good. I liked, the 3-way tag match they had with, the Pope and Devon versus Beer Money versus AJ and RVD. Thought the match was pretty good. Robert Roode getting the points for the Bound for Glory tournament or whatever. They had Crimson against, like, what was it? Bully Ray, Steiner, and Gunner. And he wound up, scoring a lucky victory over Gunner or something, so he got more points for that tournament or whatever. I liked the Jackie ODB against Tessmacher and Tara matchup. The match itself was pretty good, and it was kind of interesting. I thought how, ODB and Jackie were trying not to play off, even though they're heels and whatnot, they were sort of trying not to cheat in the match. Because of something I guess Velvet said a week ago or something about doing it honest or something. So they tried not to cheat in the matchup, but then they wound up not winning it, so maybe they should have cheated, I don't know. And then Kendrick versus Robbie P, I liked that matchup too. Not a big Robbie P fan, but he put on a good match with Kendrick. Interestingly enough, I guess I like this, I don't know. I really don't care for Robbie P or Cookie very much, but apparently they're breaking them up or something. Because, basically in the matchup, Cookie, wound up spraying, Robbie P with spray or something. Which didn't really make any sense in general, because if she had actually hit Kendrick, it would have been a disqualification for him anyway. So anyway, she wound up costing him the match, so that's why they're splitting up, but I don't know. Maybe I should have made this well, it wouldn't be perimeter then. Never mind. Anyway, let's go into the dislikes. So I guess that would be 4 on the other side. So far, if you're solving the perimeter, let's keep it going. So we got the dislikes of the show that I didn't like, obviously, because that's a dislike.
Two things with Kurt Angle's promo. It's not really his promo, but it's his heel turn in general. Number one, I guess, like, he's turning heel because he's, pissed at Dixie Carter for the whole, like, her not telling him about, the Jeff Jarrett, Karen Angle affair that was going on at the time. So she's like, so he's pissed about that, so he's gonna destroy the young guys, all the young talents that, you know, she wanted to bring into the company and whatnot. Which doesn't really make a lot of sense, because didn't they just already do a storyline like that in the past with the whole Main Event Mafia destroying the young guys? Or something like that. It's just TNA recycling storylines. And then what also doesn't make sense is Kurt Angle's kind of aligned with Hulk Hogan right now. So really, basically, like, Jeff Jarrett's an immortal, and Hulk Hogan and Jeff Jarrett are like buddies. So really, Kurt Angle is actually sort of supporting the guy that, you know, made his life a living hell, that being Jeff Jarrett. Now, they haven't actually, you know, confirmed he's an immortal, but if he's siding with Hogan, it's more than likely he's going to be. So it really doesn't make sense as to why, like, you know, he's pissed at Dixie Carter for not telling him the truth about Jarrett and Angle, but then he's still, like, kind of like, on a team that Jarrett is still on. So it's like he's not mad at him anymore or something like that. It really doesn't make any sense to me on that. Let's see. The Immortal beatdown on Anderson. It's basically the storyline I don't really like with that, because I don't understand why they were like, you know, Anderson was rebelling about not being an immortal, so then finally he just joins them to help watch his back when he's world champion, and then he loses the world title. So, like, now he's not, like, in the group or something. What was the point of putting him in the group to begin with? You know? Mickey versus Madison. I didn't understand why Mickey had to fight for a number one contendership for the Knockouts title when she was just the champion. You see, anybody else that in TNA that's a champion, and WWE for that matter, when the champion loses, they get a rematch. It's in their contract clause. So, for some reason, Mickey doesn't have a rematch clause. So, did the TNA booking team, like, forget that? It didn't make any sense. Because it wasn't like in a pay-per-view, like, she fought Winter, lost, and then, you know, cashed in the rematch clause right away and lost again. So I really didn't get why she had to fight for the number one contendership for that. Not to mention, the match was basically a squash match. You know, it was like, the match itself was kind of short, but Madison just, like, looked real weak in the match, I thought. So I didn't like that. Let's see, what else I didn't like? I didn't like, the Eric Young segments where, I don't know, he's just out and about. I guess he's trying to get into acting or something now, like on TV or something. It's just stupid. Why is he not defending the TV championship? What's the point of him being champion if he's not defending it? Stupid. And then my last thing I didn't like was the Jeff Jarrett promo. Basically, like, I can understand him. He's, you know, ripping on Mexicans because he's the, you know, their champion or something. But it didn't make any sense for Hector Guerrero to get involved because Hector Guerrero is not an active wrestler. And it always seems kind of weird how TNA always seems to bring him into it when he doesn't actually do anything. So, unless they're going to bring, like, maybe, I don't know, Chavo Guerrero into the company and, like, have him team with Hector to take on Jarrett and somebody, I guess that would make some sense, but I don't know, it doesn't really make any sense why they always involve him, so that would be, what, 6 things on that side of the dislikes? So this week's perimeter solving for that equation is 5 and 4 and 4 of the likes and 6 things, so that would be 19. So this week's perimeter is 19. Thanks for watching, phonies. Peace out.